Well, first of all, this is so lovely talking to all three of you ladies at once for this movie. Congratulations on this movie. I was just speaking to your director, Elaine, and it's crazy that you had to film and voice a lot of this over the last year in COVID. So did you were you doing a lot of this at your house? Mckenna, I'll begin with you.
Yes, actually, we started before COVID and then through COVID, and now right now wherever we are in that process. But it was crazy. We had to take a break for a bit, and then they sent us microphones to our homes, and I would have to like sit in my PJs in my room and try to make sure everything was quiet so that I could record on this microphone. And we had to end up like redoing that at some point because it was probably absolute horrible quality in my room. But I'm no recording studio professional, but we did have to record some at home. Then we got.
I was going to say, Marsai and Isabela, were you guys on like a FaceTime or like a group chat as you guys are working? Marsai, I'll begin with you.
No, actually, the crazy thing is we're about to just meet tomorrow and actually have like a full out of the computer connection, which I'm very excited for. No, but you know what I just saw? I think it was on my DM request that I think y'all made a group chat or something, and I was like, oh shoot, I was like, I didn't know this happened. It was like a month ago or so.
Yeah, it was when we first initially met. I think I named it Horse Girls.
Yeah, I was like, what? Horse Girls? I was like, what? That's so cool. So I was like, I literally just saw it. So
yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, Isabela, can you just speak really quick on what it was like to, do voice work in your home? Was it the same experience for you as well?
I actually finished an EP at my house that I released earlier in quarantine. I don't know how I had the energy to do that. I was probably just really excited. So yeah, I have my own studio here. And my little brother my experience was, my little brother was engineering for me. He's like 17 and he was doing the thing. And I'm really proud of him because he had never really been an engineer before. He's just a music producer.
So cool. Well, the movie comes out June 4th and it's coming out in theaters. I'm so excited to get back to the theaters again. I saw Tenet 3 times in theaters. I did go to the movies a couple of times during COVID, but I can't wait to go back. I'm curious for you, what are some of your favorite theatrical experiences? For me, honestly, going back, it was probably Titanic. But Mckenna, I'll begin with you. What are some of your favorite theatrical experiences that you remember?
Well, it's a special thing for my dad and I. We always go to the movies together. And I don't have any specific certain time in mind. It's just going to the movies. That's something that my dad and I will always do. We'll always get snacks and go and watch like a horror film together or just something. It's just what we do. And over COVID, we haven't been able to do that. It's all been just watching it over our computers or on the TV, and it's just I miss that experience so much. It's honestly one of my favorite things because it's one thing to watch something at your house by yourself where it's just so silent and the mood is kind of like, oh, this is a cool movie. But then whenever you go into the theater with all the people around you and it's loud and out there and you hear everybody reacting with you, it's like you're really in the movie. And
yes, 100%.
I can't wait to go back to theaters, y'all.
I haven't done anything yet. I have not.
Mckenna's like, I will go on and on all day about the theatrical experiences. Marsai and Isabela, what are some of your favorite theatrical experiences and times where you just loved being in a crowd watching a movie?
So many times, but I'm glad to hear that that's actually like a dad thing from Mckenna too, because me and my dad love like watching movies together. I think that's really our thing now. But I think my favorite one that I will always remember would be from Black Panther, because we saw it with in theaters, and just everyone's reactions and like getting the same energy in the same room is just the best feeling ever. And when watching that was pretty amazing. And then also with that too, I was at the premiere. That's what it was. It was like the energy was like such an amazing feeling. And even Avengers Endgame, just those moments, like you'll just never forget, So those are the things that
Infinity War was one of the best premieres I have ever been to in LA. One of the best. Isabela, really for you, what are some of your favorite theatrical experiences?
Gone Girl. I loved that. I watched that when I was like 13 or something.
Oh my God.
I loved it. Oh my God. David Fincher, Rosamund Pike. I love Rosamund Pike. She owns my heart. I recently got introduced to 4D movies. That's like
Cool.
the sound, the shaking of the chairs, the water, the wind in the back of your neck. And like that's crazy. Watching an action movie like that is awesome. A little invasive, but you can turn the water off if you want.
That's good to know. Good to know. Well, thank you so much for all of your time, ladies. Mckenna, I'm obsessed with Handmaid's Tale season 4 right now. I need some more Miss Keys in my life. I can't wait to see what you do with that character. Thank you so much for your time today, and I can't wait for fans to see the film on June 4th.
Thank you so much.
Elaine, congratulations to you on this movie. I absolutely love movies where animals are involved, and it was just such a special message. Honestly, my first question for you as a filmmaker is, as you're doing this movie, part of the time you're doing it in COVID in the last year. So how are you directing all of these actors sometimes from your own house? Can you talk about that process with me?
Yeah, I feel like that particularly was probably the biggest challenge, was working with our actors and trying to, evoke a very relatable and emotional story by way of not really being in the same room with each other. But, I think because of the actors and the cast we had, that, they're all so professional and talented at what they do. So, we did what we had to do. And it was kind of an interesting process watching, sending all of the recording equipment to the actors' homes and having to have them build their little soundproof bunkers in their walk-in closets and in their kitchens and whatnot. It was, I think that experience together made it kind of unique and special.
It's kind of cool that you can still make a movie even, virtually sometimes. Now this movie is coming to theaters. It makes me so excited to go to the theaters again. I'm going to see Quiet Place 2 on Thursday. I'm just honestly, my husband and I love it. We're such big movie theater fans. What are some of your favorite theatrical experiences growing up? For me, the first one that came to mind is probably Titanic. I saw that movie so many times in theaters and it changed my movie viewing experience forever. So what are some of your favorite theatrical experiences?
Oh my gosh, I have so many, but the farthest back ones I can remember was the very first time my mom and dad took me to a drive-in movie theater, and I had never seen it before, and we watched E.T. Under the Moon and the Stars, and it was
the best drive-in experience.
Yeah, I felt like I was Elliot's best friend, like right there with him in the movie, because there were so many scenes outside as well. I remember that, and my very first theater experience seeing Ghostbusters when I was so young. But
classic.
Yeah.
Those are two fantastic picks, especially for a filmmaker. So Spirit is such a special animal, such a special horse to Lucky and to so many around her. For me, I have my 2 puppies downstairs, my last rescue dog, Oscar. There's so many animals in my life that sometimes I like animals better than people. I think like a lot of people do. Did you have a special animal in your life growing up, or maybe you still do, that kind of Lucky and Spirit had, like that relationship?
Absolutely. I actually, for the whole course of the making of this film, I've heavily relied on influence from my own horse named Ziggy Stardust. He's a very, very big part of my life, and his character and his personality shines through in so many of the scenes of this movie. He's been a big inspiration.
That's awesome. Did you use any of his real horse noises in the making of the movie at all? Because I was curious how because they sounded just so real. I was wondering how you did that.
I don't think there's any Ziggy sounds, but our sound designer, Rick Hermodka, and I did do a lot of in-field recording. Rick is amazing, and he went out in the field and recorded a lot of horse sounds, like chewing and neighing and running around. So a lot of the sound effects you hear are legitimate horses being recorded live. But as far as Ziggy, you may catch a glimpse of him in Spirit's herd for sure.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Elaine. That is something that the fans can look forward to. I can't wait for people to see this movie when it comes out in theaters on June 4th. Thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you're staying safe.
Thanks so much. It was nice chatting with you.
Nice chatting with you too. Bye.